Okay, gang, TA Sam here with part 7 of our 8-part Microsoft Word tutorial. This video is going to be covered making a table of contents, table of figures, table of tables, maybe even a table of equations if you want. This is the home stretch, so thank you all for hanging in there and really taking time to make yourself a good report format. I think it'll pay off immensely for you. And again, if you haven't watched previous videos, this video, and I know a lot of you right off the bat probably wanted to make a table of contents, but in order to set us up to do that, we really need to build everything we've done so far. So this one is really a culmination of everything we've done, and if you haven't watched those past videos, you're going to be really lost here. So same document as our last one. So we have a couple figures in. We have a couple. We have one table in. Let me get rid of this one too. This is just kind of dead weight. We have a table in, and we also have an equation in, all on different pages. And so we're finally, and we have a main body, we have our references, we have an appendix. So we have everything in ready to make a table of contents. So make sure we have this on so you can see what we have going on. I recommend giving yourself a space on either side. And just to get right down to it, you can go to Insert, or you can't, sorry, it's in References again. So we're going back to our Find the Reference tab where we did all of our captions and things like that. We'll do citations next video. And here we're going to go Table of Contents. So, you can go Custom Table of Contents, which is what we're going to do. And if you remember all the way back from the Styles video, I had you all, when you were making your figures and your table labels, do it at different headers. And this is why. So right here, you can see we have a table of contents. It's going to give you an option table of figures. It's not highlighted on mine. That's fine. We want to show page numbers so you can have it on, and you want those right aligned. And this is where you can change your tab leader. So default is going to look like that. You can set change to look like that, whatever you want. We'll go, I like the dots. We'll keep the dots. And there we go, formats from templates, show levels 3. You can use hyperlinks, so that's just web, don't worry about that. You can go to options here, and then this is what we want to build on. So when we were doing our TOC level, if you remember, we did 1, 2, and 3 for our different headings. I want you to start off, just delete everything in here. We're just going to burn it down, start fresh. So just delete anything in here. Anything that's already highlighted, just delete it. Because what these are going to do is our different levels. So you can see this would be like a level 1, and these would be level 2s, which we really don't want. We want this all fresh. And actually, I don't know if I got it all. Let me make sure. I did. Perfect. So for our main table of contents, you just want your sections. So for us, at least for me, if you were following along, that was going to be our main header and our subheader. So our main header is right here. We want that level 1, and then we also want our subheader in. We want that level 2, so it'll be a nice indent. Table entry fees, don't worry about it. Leave it unchecked. Boom. That's what it'll look like. You can modify it if you want to. There's different styles built in. You can modify your style. I want it size 12, style type. We'll go paragraph, style based on we want to keep it normal. Normal for the following. You could, go through, do all the editing. Go back and look at what we did previously. And you hit OK, and OK. And there's our table of contents. So you can see there's our abstract on page I. See, it works for Roman numerals, main bodies. And right here, we actually did these based on our main header. And we're actually going to redo that by the time we're done here. But I want to keep those in just to show you that it worked. And you can see we even have our Roman numeral going at the end. If we untab it, you can see how nice and clean it is. If you were just to tab these over a period, it's very tedious to do, so it saves you a lot of time. Now let's do the same thing with our table of figures. Let's give ourselves another space again. We go References, Table of Contents, Custom Table of Contents, Show Page Number, Right Align, everything good. We're going to go Options, uncheck everything. And here we just want our tape. Let's see, this is figures. I think this is figures. So let's find our figures. Figure label, just our figures. Boom. Modify. Modify. Normal, normal. Everything is good. And it's going to ask you if you want to place it. So there's no way around it. It always does it. It's annoying. Just hit no. Just say no, kids. And you're going to get a new table down here. Look at that. Page 1, page 2. Let's see if it checks out. Page 1, scatter plot. Page 2, pie chart. Perfect. What do you know? Look at that. And another cool thing I wanted to point out is that it actually does it based on your page number, which I don't know if you noticed that you have down here. Not on, see, we're on page 411 of the document. So it's not going on that, it's going on what you have there. Let's do the same thing for our table of tables. So again, references, table of contents, custom table of contents, options, burn it down. Okay, and now let's find our table labels. Boom. Modify, make sure it all looks good. I'm sure it does, and it does. Okay, okay. Don't replace it, just say no. Another table right there. And it matches up, perfect. And if we wanted to, we could do the same thing with a table of equations. And again, that's really know what you're looking for. Most of the time, you're not going to need a table of equations, so we're just not going to worry about it. It would be the same process. Now, this is where, I don't remember earlier, I've said, you almost never want to go size 14. This might be the one place where it's not. So we don't want your table of contents showing up in the table of contents or other tables. That just looks sloppy. So what we're going to do is we're going to burn this down. We're going to go table of contents. And then we want it to stand out. And personally, again, just be consistent with whatever you do. It's your choice. It's your document. It's a reflection of you. I like to bold it and make it a size 14. That's just what I like to do. And you should only do things that you want to do. So do what you want to do. We'll do the same thing down here. And if you wanted to, you can make a style out of it. I don't think that's really necessary. We're only doing it 3 times. And there we go. And those of you who are keeping the score at home, you might say, wait, Sam, our table of contents, our table of figures, and our table of tables are still showing up in our table of contents. How do I fix that? Very good of you to be paying attention like that. So just like we did earlier with updating where our figures, like when we were referencing them to make sure we're referencing the right thing, we did F9 to update our field codes. We're going to do the same thing. And we can actually kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And as you're going through and you're adding references into equations and figures and tables and whatever you're doing, you can hit Control A, F9, and this is what's going to happen. And actually, I'm going to pause that for a second because there's a quicker way to do it if you just want to do that. And it did it automatically, so we're going to do that. So you can actually click on your table of contents, right click, and update field. Update field. What it's supposed to do is it's supposed to bring you, let me see if it'll do this. Hang on. Let me just put a rando in here. And actually, this is another good point that I want to bring up. So you can see we type rando lowercase here. But if we put main header, because of the style, it's going to do it all uppercase. And now if I hit update field, so it's going to do it either way. So normally, and it popped up there for a second. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes Word is janky. It's going to ask you whether or not you want to update the entire table or just the page numbers. And so what that's going to do is if you do put in something random, like rando here, it won't put rando into your table, but it'll update all other page numbers. And you almost always want to update everything. So it did it automatically. But again, as you can see, rando here is all lowercase, and here it shows up all lowercase, even though you don't read it here. So that's just why it's important. I recommend, instead of typing, starting with main header and typing out your header, because you'll never know. Like I did that all lowercase. What you can do instead is stay normal, type out your header, and then just go main header at the end, just to save you from, overlooking that in your table of contents, where, you've been typing this document for several days now, you don't notice what a table of contents looks like, but that's literally, well, almost literally the first thing your reader is going to see. And again, we could update it, so we'll do Control A, F9, it'll update it. There it is. Where's updating table of contents? We want to update the entire table. And it's going to bring you through so that first one was table of contents, the second one is going to be for a table of figures, and then here's table of tables. And you can see there it adds them in. We're just going to delete those, and I'm just going to update it one last time. And that's how you put a table of contents in. So, it's pretty easy to do if you've done all the field work up to it right before. And again, I'll just show you that it works. We'll put in, we'll put I don't know, what will we put in? We'll space out this table one more, why not? So put it onto another page. See, now it's on page 4. Actually, we'll do something different. I don't like that. We'll do this. So this was originally table 1. We'll put it on a new page and we'll put a new table here. So we'll do again our references. So Alt S P for caption, tab it over for, I don't know why my tab wasn't going, for another table. Table 1, I'll call it junk. Why not? And I'll hit OK. And so now this table, see that updated automatically, but in our table of tables, it did not update. So instead we can do, Control A F9, update entire table, and there it is. Now why did it take that one? That's interesting. Oh, you know what? I think the problem, let's try that one more time. Update entire table, and update the entire table. Well, this is a mystery. Let's see what's happening here. Oh, I know why. Because our tables update it, but it's not recognizing it as a table. So this is why it's important that you have your styles built and you set it as a table label, because that's what the table of contents is picking up on. So there you go. That could be an issue that you run across, and that's how you fix it. And there we go. So that's how you do it. Very easy, very straightforward. And just because I have an extra minute with you all, I want to show you real quick, because your appendixes can be a little tricky, because your default, you're normally going to go appendix A, B, C, normally go with letters. And similarly, if we were to include a figure in here, it wouldn't be, let's say we ended on a figure, so we have 2 figures in the year. In our appendix, we wouldn't continue on with the next one in the sequence would be figure 3. Instead, you would do a restart. So you do figure A dot, and then first one in your appendix A would be figure A dot 1. So you can get around that by, again, taking advantage of our caption. And we can rename our appendixes based on that, because you might be adding appendixes in as you go along. And if you want to keep the citation constant, you can do that with captions. So let's say you have appendix A, and then you want to add in another one, and you add it in before that. So now what was originally your appendix A is now your appendix B. And then you have to relabel everything. Again, we can just do insert caption, and we can go over to label. And you see we don't have anything here, but we can create a new label, and we can call it appendix. And then we can change our numbering from numbers to letters. And then there we go. And we have ABC, so appendix A, and this would be, I don't know, maybe raw data. And then add it in, boom. And then you could change it to a main header, and it's right there. So very easy. And then same thing if you were trying to add in an equation in here, or let's say a figure, because that's probably gonna be more common. Again, we can go references, insert caption, and instead of appendix, we can create a new label. And whereas we previously said figure, we can go figure, and then this is where, I'm sorry, I don't think you can put a reference inside of a reference. So we'll have to go figure A dot, and because we want that to be consistent. And we do that, figure A dot 1. And that space isn't really nice. I don't know if I like that, actually. Actually, I was thinking, I'm sorry, I had a change of heart. I actually don't like doing the A dot. I like it for the appendix, but just having that space in there, I don't think it looks good. I wouldn't do it. Sorry about getting your hopes up about that. But that's again how you do all your different labeling, and we could see that we could take that out. Now it's a field code, and we'll just update our table one last time. And as always, like, subscribe, share with your friends, leave a comment. I'll try to get back to you. You see there's our appendix right there. And the final video is coming up next, and that's on references, and it'll kind of be a wrap up. Hope to see you there, or I guess hope you watch it there. I don't know. I won't see you.